Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here the exact process of how the Lord created the living entities through, not created, He created the varieties of living entities. He manifested by glancing and injecting the living entities through Viryam Hiranmayam Devo. By Viryam, his semina, by injecting the semina, Mayaya Veshujati, he injects the living entities into the material nature. And then Vishnujat Tridha, three types of bodies, or three types of Purushas. We discussed before. Tridha, Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik and Adi Dhaivik. They get manifest. So when the Supreme Lord, He creates, He doesn't create the way the living entities create. He creates simply by glancing. Here, we don't have that experience. Simply by glancing, let us say husband glances on the wife, doesn't become wife, becomes pregnant. Right? So, here the Supreme Lord, simply by glancing, He can create. So that shows that His body is completely different. He is not an ordinary person having an ordinary body. The spiritual body has the potency to do the way Krishna likes. Through eyes He can impregnate, and just by hearing He can accept the offering done by the pujari. Many times people ask, we have kept the plate of food in front of the deity, but it remains same. Why Krishna has not eaten? He is thinking eating means the way he eats. That's what happened. Of course, Krishna can also eat like that, provided you are of that caliber devotee. So here, Maha Vishnu is Yoga Tadpa. That means he is on his bed, lying on his bed, mystic slumber. So he is apparently in sleeping condition, slumber, but actually it is mystic. Yoga Talpa, Yoga Nidra. And then Samuddhitaha Viryam Hiranmayam. So he glanced on the material nature. And it is said that Lord Sankarshan, he comes down into this world as the first Purusha, that is Maha Vishnu. And then it is explained here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, say Purusha Mayapane Kare Avadhana. Avadhana means towards the Maya, he just glanced. Then Prakriti Kshobita Kari, the material nature got agitated. Viryera Adhana. Then Lord injects the semina. Actually, Maha Vishnu, even by glance also, he doesn't come in contact with the material nature. is completely transcendental to these three modes. So, then, but the glance is touching the nature? No, it is explained that at the touching point, there is one more form of the Lord appear, and then he touches. Maha Vishnu doesn't directly touch the material nature. So it is said, Swa Anga Vishesha Bhasa Rupe Prakriti Sparshan. The material nature is not touched by Maha Vishnu. The Supreme Lord doesn't enjoy material energy like that. He only enjoys his internal potency. So then this Prakriti Sparshan, who did it? That is explained here. Swa Anga Vishesha Abhasa. Abhasa Rupe, a shadow form. And that form is known as Shiva. So Lord Shiva, he appears at the junction of the glance and the material nature. And then that Lord Shiva, he touches Prakriti. She is known as Durga. And in one sense, we can call Shiva and Durga are the universal father and mother, because by their combination, all the living entities are produced. So Shiva is also extraordinarily powerful. He is an expansion of Vishnu. But what is the difference? The difference is explained that the Vishnu is like milk, pure Surabhi milk. And if you put little contamination, little culture into the milk, it becomes gods. That is Shiva. Shiva, because it's touching material nature, so he is considered yogurt or gods. Whereas Maha Vishnu, Krishna is Goloka Eva Nimasati. He is a 16-year-old son of Nanda Maharaj, enjoying in his Goloka. So he is far, far away. But even Maha Vishnu also doesn't touch. So that's why Jiva Rupa Bija Tate Kaila Samarpan. So it is mentioned that this living entities. So from Maha Vishnu, from the pores of Maha Vishnu comes all the seeds of universes and also the living entities. They come out from his body, and when the Lord glances through Shiva, they enter the womb of material nature. This is what is explained. And these living entities, they are very, very small in size. Prabhupada quotes from Shetashvatar Upanishad, Keshavrat Shatabhagasya Shatamsha Sadrushatmakaha. It is mentioned, Kesha Agra. You take one hair, and the Agra means the tip of the hair. Then Shatabhagasya, Shatamsha, divided by 100 and another 100, divided by another 100, that is divided by 10,000. That is the size. Sukshma. It is mentioned Sukshma Swarupoyam Jiva Sukshma. Very, 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 very tiny. How such a tiny fellow, although it is very tiny, it has got a form. Swarupa. Sukshma Swarupoyam. It has got a rupa. The soul has rupa. Such a tiny jiva, it wants to imitate Almighty Vishnu. This is the problem. And so here, you can see how Maha Vishnu, Just one glance, that's all. Innumerable universes, and the Prakriti knows what to do, and there is a form to touch the Prakriti. From the beginning of the creation, that's the principle. Prakriti alone cannot do everything. It cannot beget, it cannot maintain, it cannot do all of those unless there is a touch of the Purusha. So that principle is followed. So here we can see that's the power of the Lord. Just glance at that's all. Sometimes when a very obedient servant is there, the master need not have to explain the details. He just looks at it, that's it. Immediately that servant understands, oh, this is what my master wants. Immediately run here and there and get the work done. Right? It's like that. Maha Vishnu just glances down Prakriti. She is a housemaid. Housemaid means you see some people come to the house like maids, they do all the work. She is like that. So the Lord just glances on the housemaid, the material nature, and immediately she understands. Maidhekshena Prakriti, Suyate Sacharacharam, she immediately understands. So you can see from Maha Vishnu's body, two types of things are coming. Universes are also coming, living entities are also coming. But these two emanations are not same. Both are energies, but they are not same. Now this is what Mayavadis fail to understand. They think, yes, energies are coming from the Supreme Source, Krishna, but they are all one. And not only that, what Mayavadi says is, because Krishna is expanded, Krishna is finished. He is not there. Like you have 1,000 rupees, you give it away, 1,000 is finished, 0. But that's not the example. That's not a proper example to analyze and come up with a big theory, Mayavada. It's like a father, he begets, let us say, 10 children. It doesn't mean father is finished. Children are also there, they are happily growing. Father is also there. If an ordinary father can do this much, now imagine Maha Vishnu. How many living entities? Innumerable living entities. So they emanate from his body, and they get distributed to various universes which are emanating. And the whole system is there. There is no confusion. Everything is perfect, whatever the Lord does. So the living entities get distributed in various universes, and they start off their work as per their destiny. Whatever may be their previous destiny, they start off from there. So this is the beauty of Krishna's Maya, Vishujat, Tridha. So he creates these three kinds of Purushas. He creates the demigods, he creates the conditioned souls, and this body, this robo, is also considered kind of a Purusha. So he creates all this. Actually, it is said in the beginning of Bhagavatam, Jagruhe Paurusham Rupam. There it is mentioned, Sambhutam Shodashakalam. He creates 16 elements, Maha Vishnu. So matter came from Maha Vishnu. Shodashakalam. These elements, this earth, water, fire, whatever we are using now, they came from body of Maha Vishnu. Like sometimes when we are, we just now had, some wonderful kirtan, everybody is dancing. There is a heat produced, and each body produces some water, like perspiration. So water came from a person. This is an important point. So when Shastra is repeatedly saying everything came from Krishna, everything came from the Lord, it is literally, it means it. It is not some symbolic explanation, okay, something is that. It came from his body. So the Swadashakalam, 16 elements came from him, and also the living entities, they are in the body of the Supreme Lord, they also came out. So when Maha Vishnu exhales, all these things came out. When he inhales, all these living entities again go and take shelter of his body. And whenever he wants, he will just again start the creation. So this is the understanding. Sambhutam Shodashakalam. So he created matter. So that's why Prabhupada repeatedly he challenges the scientists. Matter cannot come from matter. Matter comes from spirit. This is the right. Particularly during Prabhupada days, in 60s and 70s, in the Western countries it is a fashion to say life came from chemicals. This is what they say. Life came from chemicals. So Prabhupada used to quote his disciple, Swarup Dhamodar. Once his disciple went to one scientific seminar or something like that. There one fellow is describing in colorful terms how life comes from chemicals. You have to add this, you have to add that. And finally this disciple asked him, okay, I'll give all those chemicals, why don't you add? And bring life now. Then they say, no, in the future, very soon, we are going to create. Just now the theory is ready. Now we are going to produce life. So they go back and tell Prabhupada. Prabhupada, this is what we asked, and this is what they said. Prabhupada said, how is that? Future means it's like a post-dated check. $1 million check is given to you. Okay, can I encash it immediately? No. After 10 years. Let us say after some time. Prabhupada says, don't believe in post-dated checks, however attractive they may look. So this is the people in the modern society, they consider everything is matter. So I was mentioning in some other class also, that is the cause of violence and cruelty and all that. They don't recognize a sensitive personality behind these bodies. Small things can affect that person who is there inside this body. So that's why more one is covered by matter, his consciousness is covered, more cruel he will be. And more one is free from the clutches of the matter, then more sensitive and beautiful he will be. One's heart will become like a flower as his consciousness builds up, blossoms day by day, and that process of recovering our original flowery consciousness is this Krishna consciousness process. So here we can, Prabhupada also introduces some 3 terms called Maha, Samasti, then Samasti and then Vyasti. So Maha Samasti is the Lord himself, Maha Vishnu, and then expands into total energy, that's called Samasti. Actually, once Lord glances on the nature, it is explained that Mahatattvam Hiranmayam, golden color, Hiranmayam, that means the Mahatattva comes out. The material nature first creates the Hiranmayam Mahatattvam. So that is in here also it is explained. Viryam Hiranmayam Devo Maya Vishuddha. So golden hue, golden color, Mahatattva, actually Pradhana. From Pradhana, slowly Mahatattva comes. That means 3 modes becomes visible. And then the ego manifests, and then further creation happens. All the demigods, material elements, senses, sense organs, everything manifests, by a consecutive process. And at every stage, the Lord's glance is involved. His glance is always there. Under his glance only, material nature is always producing from one stage to the next stage. Krishna explains this. His glance is there. By his direction, by his oversight, the material nature produces the various further stages. So we will see in the next verses how the controlling deities and various other manifestations happen consequently, step by step. So here Prabhupada is also mentioning about non-manifestation. So the Maha Vishnu's breathing cycle that defines the time. Kala comes from Maha Vishnu. Is exhale and inhale defines the time scale for all the universes. And at the time of non-manifestation, it is said that the living energies again enter into the body of Maha Vishnu. So these are the some of the details. Actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita you will see in the Madhya Leela. Beautifully, Krishnadas Kaviraj Maharaj, he explains this whole process. So we should refer to Chaitanya Charitamrita if you want to get clarity on this creation, annihilation, etc.